Now, before we tell you what's at the #1 spot, let us introduce you to our big celebrity guest. Now, he's the man behind loads of big A-listers. We caught up with Shiamak when he was here in London.
Shiamak, welcome to London. How are you?
I love London. I'm fine, I'm great, I'm happy, and I'm wild.
But firstly, tell us what you're doing here, because we know you've got, like, we're going to talk about the new album you've got coming out. But you're doing a show here, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, actually, you know, every year and every time I have this thing called Summer Funk and Winter Funk, and we started that 10 years ago in Bombay, and it became such a success because people who are not dancers, fathers, grandfathers, mothers, ages for 4 to 84 years old, all shapes and sizes, would come on stage and dance for their family, for my classes in the month, or the summer program, or the winter program, or the, you know. So this time I'm going to come again on stage and perform, and I got 2 of my professional dance company members, Puneet and Anisha. You see them, you see them everywhere. They're going to do a piece also on a Hindi film song, Fir Se Uchala, so it'll be interesting.
And what's it like doing it in London, Summer Funk in London?
Well, actually, you know, every single place has a different charm. London is good because there's one interesting thing about people abroad, is they're very hungry for the talent and they're very hungry for the knowledge. And what they don't get back in India, they are even more hungry. So that makes us feel very special.
But how do you keep kind of creating new styles when it comes to dance and stuff like that? I mean, because basically you've got to top whatever you've done before and then kind of make it better and better.
Well, actually, creating new people and stars like Shahid and everybody, you know, who've been there. I think for me, it's just something that happens naturally. I think people come to me because they know that I groom you and I, you know, get you eventually up there. So I think people know that anywhere to go, you know, to find any training or department or dance or anything is to come to Shiamak. So whereas the Miss Indias or the Aishwaryas and all came to me, the similar thing happens with the stars. So they all come and I train them and I really push them.
Shiamak, what is it about you that everybody wants to work with you, and also the schools, the international schools, where people just want to get that knowledge?
I think people know that my struggle has been quite tough. People relate to the fact that, you know, I've been the only one who really has changed dance in India and given respectability to it. So my school is a place where I think dance is accepted in a very beautiful way. Before it was considered cheap, effeminate, not good, boys don't dance, and girls who dance are considered bad girls. So I think people relate to that fact that I've really worked hard and come up the hard way, so they love that. And I think they also love the fact that we really try to promote people and push people. If you see that, you know, even Shahid, you know, in the Tal song, I'll put him purposely behind Aishwarya with a little scarf. I will promote Darshil Safari in Tare Zameen Par, my Bamani Rani. You know, he was my photographer, and, you know, it was just, I love pushing talent. I think that's because I never had a platform. So when I have a platform now, I love to push people up there. So I think that's what they recognize.
But also, I mean, a lot of people that we've spoken to say, like, the experience they have with you isn't just about the dancing. There's a kind of spiritualism that goes on with the people you groom.
Well, actually, the thing is that I always believe that, you know, we're just spiritual beings having a human existence, and I don't believe that it's the other way around. The thing is that everything for me has always been a part of body, mind, spirit. It's never been just about the physical or just about, you know, today. I think of tomorrow, I think of how we progress, even in the now. That people today, you know, whatever it is, I don't choose dancers, I choose human beings. So that is something that I've learned. You know, you have to be a very good dancer, obviously. But if today there's a phenomenal dancer and a very good dancer, I'll choose this guy because he's a better human being. So I think that's the way I develop my work, and I do a lot of stuff like that, where I choose people who I know are hungry, like-minded, who are, you know, first for me, the only thing that ruins everything for me is ego. And that's something I really try and see that people don't have, especially the stars.
Indeed. So what stars have egos?
Well, there's one lady who's a heroine, and my people are signaling to me, don't say, but I'm so frank, so I will. But the thing is, well, you know who she is. She's a big star, and she thinks she's a big star, unfortunately. But she's a very rude, obnoxious, unprofessional, you know, lady who does these things. In fact, she tells people, if Shiamak does this show, I'm not doing the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we have people like that. And
does it hurt when you hear things like that from big stars?
No, it doesn't hurt, because her behavior on the award shows or any shows I perform with her is absolutely unprofessional, and she's a very rude person. And if you're rude to my dancers or to me, I feel I respect my hired help, I respect my chauffeur, I don't disrespect anybody. Mr. Bachchan, my God, look at him and Shah Rukh. They will say, Shiamak, what about this? And, I'll be 5 minutes late. Mr. Bachchan will say, I said, no, sir, you can come anytime you want. I'm waiting for you. So Mr. Bachchan will say, no, I'm so sorry. That level of class and professionalism with Amitabh, Shah Rukh, Abhishek, Aishwarya, Rani, and just everyone, Ritik, everyone respect me. And this girl thinks she's a, diva. And unfortunately, there's one person actually, another gentleman who came and taught my student. My student was teaching, my assistant instructor was teaching him for a show. And so my instructor said that, look, can you just move your shoulder a little forward and, put your head up a bit so it looks like you're standing in a nice pose and you look like you have attitude. So he turned around and told my assistant, he said, don't talk to me about attitude because that's why I'm here and you're where you are.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is the kind of people we deal with, and they're meant to be called stars. But for me, they're nothing but scum.
So Shiamak, what films has she done?
She's done many big films, and I'm sure you know who she is.
Oh, I'm guessing. Everyone in the room's looking as well. We're not going to say it though. But you know what I really do want to know is who have you worked with where you were so impressed with their hunger to learn, where they were working constantly?
I think there's no one like Mr. Bachchan. He is so professional. I cannot tell you what happens to me when I'm with him. There's a glow about him that is always willing to learn, always extremely professional and loving. When I did the Unforgettable tour with him at the O2 Arena here and all over the world, he's another level of, see, words fail me. I don't know what to say. He's so wonderful. My Shah Rukh, who actually forced me to go into Dil To Pagal Hai, I remember, and because his wife was my student Gauri. So a lot of people like that. My Abhishek is my life. He's the most down to earth, he and Aishwarya, because I also were very close to them. I used to babysit Abhishek as a friend because his mother said, I only trust Shiamak with you, so you wait with Shiamak. And my Aishwarya was my little student who came to me during the Miss World where I trained her. So, I have a lot of respect for each other, and Ritik, my God, he doesn't stop dancing, he doesn't stop working. Shahid, my God, he's always coming up with something new, something inventive. So, these people are wonderful. Rani Mukherjee, oh God, that's just unbelievable.
Shiamak, if I join one of your classes, say in London or Toronto,
you're going to get a lot of help.
So, do I have a chance to become a Shiamak dancer in Bollywood, in the industry there?
Do you know something? I'm not lying about this when I say this, but even there was the IFA Awards in Toronto. I called people from London, I called people from Australia, from Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver. They all came, and we had 137 dancers in Toronto. And it was all my students who were really good, who were doing the intermediate level. They were training, non-stop training. They had to keep on being regular in class. If they're regular in London, they're regular anywhere in the world. I will take them for my films in Bombay as well, and I will take them all over the world, but that's a guarantee. But they have to be hungry and to come and learn, People don't know much about my classes in London yet, so when it picks up, I'm sure we can use a lot of people from here.
And do you ever kind of get to, like, if you're working with, like, say, with Mr. Bachchan or Abhishek or Shah Rukh, do you ever kind of get a bit nervous? Do you ever kind of think, okay, we're not getting the dance move right, I've got to tell them?
No, I've never got nervous. I'm so in awe with Mr. Bachchan that all I do is I look at him like a lovesick child because I'm so...
So what happens when they don't get something right, though? Do you kind of think, how am I going to tell them?
In fact, he makes me feel, so loved and so sweet. Like he'll say, Shiamak, don't make me dance. So no, I won't. I make you just walk and do this. He says, yeah, I love you. So that breaks the whole ice. And then suddenly I'll start teaching him something in a dance. He says, you got me. And I will say, yeah, come on, let's not stop. So it's a very respectful relationship and full of love. And Amitabh and Jaya have been like, I don't know what to say.
And what about the newer generation of stars, like the Sonakshis, the newcomers, like the...
Sonakshi also was my student, by the way. Yeah. Sonakshi was my student. She was really overweight and she had these little glasses and her mother said, darling, look after her. So she's transformed into something so pretty, so wonderful, and she's a hardworking girl as well. And she's been with me in my school for so many years, so she knows me, so there's no problem with her.
And she's got a beautiful personality, and we've met her a couple of times, but she's so welcoming.
It's the other newcomers who are brats.
And also tell us about, we hear you have a new album coming out.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
an
called-
exclusive for the show.
Actually, this is the first time I'm talking about it on a television program.
Thank you.
It's called Shiamak, which is like a Shiamak hip hop song, and it's a very funky song. It's done by this guy who was a DOP for Omkara. Have you seen the movie?
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Vishal Bhadrabhaja. So his DP, I saw the film and I said, oh God, I want that DP, And I called him and said, look, I'm directing a video with my friend Vijay Ganguly. So come. So we went to a construction site and I said, that's where we're going to shoot the video. And I used physically mentally challenged kids. I used a lovely group called the Fictitious Dance Company, which was a little hip-hop b-boying group. And of course a dance company. And I made this video, and the video is so interesting because it's so now, but it has a idea of the olden videos which used to come out, pop videos years
Yes,
ago,
yeah.
which is lost today.
Yeah, it's all gone.
It's all gone, so I brought it back, and so it's quite interesting. It's called Shabop, and it's a very funky song.
And when will the release be?
Now in about a week or 2 weeks.
Well, we're looking forward to listening to it. But,
On the net. On the net.
Well, we'll be downloading it. But can we just say thank you very much for joining us on B4U?
God bless.
Thank you.
The magical Shiamak Davar. Now, what a star. And you know what he said about me? He goes, Raj, it doesn't matter. I will make you a superstar dancer.
No, he said, Raj, you just don't matter.
But one thing he did mention was Saif Ali Khan. He goes, he's not the world's best dancer, but one thing he's got is dedication, and he can shake his jatka matkas.
Well, Saif is certainly proving that he has picked up dance steps because he's at number 2 with Cocktail.